Lori here in Red Rooster Kitchen. Today it is so cold here up in all of Arkansas, but I'm in northeast Arkansas in Pocahontas, and it's been I guess sleeting most of the morning again. There's probably some ice out there too, but it's just been something else the last couple days, and hopefully this is going to be the end of it. We'll see. We need some sunshine. But anyway, I just decided today I'm going to do a recipe just with what's in the refrigerator, some leftovers that I have from a meal I made, chicken and broccoli and some rice cauliflower with a little bit of peas and carrots. I decided I'm going to make a pot pie soup. Be good. And I had all these leftovers that I needed to use, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to eat by myself. So anyway, I'm going to get this going and we'll see how it turns out. I've got everything here with me that I need. This is a 4-quart rock crock from Pampered Chef that I got, and I really like using this, so that's what I'm going to use today, and it'll hold it, and then I can also refrigerate it in the same pot. So what we're going to start with is I've got about 3/4 a block of cream cheese. I've got it warmed just enough that I can get it into this pot. And then we're going to stir some chicken broth that I have left over into that. Okay, set that over here. I've got, there's 3 cups of chicken broth in this jar, and then I've got another cup if I think I'm going to need it. I'm going to start out with the 3. Some I've got left over. In that 3 cups of chicken broth I had left over, I add a tablespoon of minced onions to that. So that's what I've got in here, and I'm going to mix this up here real quick with my granddaughter's little mixer. This is Chloe's mixer, and I didn't want to bring my big mixer back in here, so and I don't have a small one like this myself, so I'm going to use hers, and I'm just going to incorporate this just enough that it's mixed up. That looks pretty good. Put them in there and set those over. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat on. I'm using this burner because I think you're going to be able to see what I'm doing a little bit better. So, okay, and I'm going to get this, use a little whisk here, just stir this up. I'm going to get this heated up, and then we'll start adding in the other ingredients. This is very, very simple. Okay. Okay, y'all, this is getting pretty warm. It's incorporated really well. One thing I wanted to say is I went ahead, at first I added about 3/4 a block of cream cheese, and I went ahead and added the rest of the block. So 1 whole block of cream cheese. I'm just doing this as I go, kind of doing my own thing. So I wanted it to be a little bit thicker, even though I'm going to be adding a little bit of xanthan gum, if I'm saying that correctly. And so I'm gonna kind of maybe change things as I go here, but I will tell you about them. And the recipe I will have in the description. I don't know about y'all, but that's just kind of how I learned to cook growing up. I know my mom used some recipes, but most of the time she just, I never saw her measure much. She did sometimes, but she was just that kind of cook, so I kind of took that on myself. But I try to measure, or I do measure if I'm using someone else's recipe, but I will have this, like I said, in the description for y'all of what I've used. So anyway, this is the 3 cups so far of my chicken broth with 1 tablespoon of minced onions in it to hydrate, and then a whole block of cream cheese, and that's all it is. I had this warmed up So, and the cream cheese warmed up in the microwave for about 30 seconds. That's all it takes. And that way when I put them together, they just blended a lot easier. Okay, and so to that, I'm gonna go ahead and add my spices. I'm gonna add, this is a 4th teaspoon of pepper. So I'm gonna add that in there. I've got, I believe this is a full teaspoon of poultry seasoning. So we're gonna add this in there. And this is Redmond's salt. That's what I use. I'm gonna only add about, this is I think a teaspoon. I'm gonna add a half a teaspoon for now. And then I'm gonna taste it later and we'll see where we're at. I don't wanna add too much. You can always add more, hard to take it away. Okay, just remember, all of this was already pre-cooked. This is leftovers from my refrigerator. So all we're doing is heating up the cream cheese with the broth and getting them warm. I added in my seasonings that I wanted to use, stuff that we like. You use what you like to use. I thought about adding some cayenne pepper into this, but I'm holding off for now just to see. I might add some in later, but right now I'm just going to do it like this. And then, yeah, all of this is just being reheated basically. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my riced cauliflower. I've got a whole cup. It might be maybe a cup and a half, but I think it's about a cup of leftover riced cauliflower. It does have a small amount of green peas and carrots in it. It is the Green Giant mixed medley in the freezer section. You microwave these, super easy. So we're just going to add that in there. I love this stuff. I use it all the time. And if this doesn't seem like it's going to be enough, I'm going to go ahead and just add this extra 1/4 cup of broth that I have till I see that I want it to the thickness that I like, because I am going to add in the xanthan gum. All right, I'm going to go ahead, and this is also Green Giant Tuscan broccoli, Tuscan seasoned broccoli, and it's really good. We have this a lot. Now, I will say this, because of some of the things I use sometimes, sometimes there's ingredients in things that is not as clean as I would like to use. That's okay. So I'm just gonna say this is low carb. So I think this is really gonna be so good. So I think it's fun to try to use leftovers out of the refrigerator. In this house, we eat leftovers. I know some people don't like to, but we do. Nothing goes to waste here. And I'm one of those people, and grew up this way, that if I pull out the big pot, you've seen this meme or seen it on Facebook, that you know that's what you're eating for the next 3 or 4 days. And yes, that's how we do things. So nothing goes to waste. Okay, I've got that broccoli added in there. And now I've got 2 cups of chicken. Just, and this is the funny thing, I had 2 rotisserie chickens, and we like the dark meat, so that's always the thing that goes first. What's left is always the white meat, the breast meat, and so that's what's going in this. So we always have that. That always goes last. So I've added that in there, and then we'll see where we are. I almost kind of feel like I'm not going to have to add the xanthan gum, but I do want to use that broth if I can. So if I do that, I might need to. Okay, I think go ahead and add just a little bit more of this broth. So I'm going to say about 3½ cups of broth. Get that going in there. Okay. See, when you're doing this and making it up as you go, you can kind of just decide for yourself what you want to do here. So. So it looks like I'm going to end up using 3 3/4 cup of broth. And I am going to go ahead and add in a little of the xanthan. Now, this you don't want to dump it in all at once. You just, and this is good to use to thicken gravies. You can make them some Carb quick biscuits and use some heavy whipping cream and xanthan gum and other seasonings to make some gravy. But I'm just going to sprinkle this around. Okay. That was a teaspoon, so just almost a teaspoon. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add all of that. Okay. We've got everything in there that we needed. I'm gonna let this just cook for just a little bit and then we'll be ready for a taste. It has heated up really nice. I did go ahead and add in the rest of that salt, and I also, after tasting it, I decided I added in a little bit of cayenne pepper, but that's just what we like. We like things a little bit spicy, so you can add into this whatever spices you like. The main ingredients are just the cream cheese, the chicken broth, the chicken leftover I had, the broccoli, the cauliflower with a little bit of peas and carrots, and just whatever vegetables you have left over. More low carb, keto lean vegetables. But that's all it is. So the seasonings are really up to you, what you like, and you add in what you like and the amount that you like. So anyway, it thickened up really good. I don't even know if I would have needed the xanthan powder, or gum, that I went ahead and used it anyway. So this looks really good. I'm gonna plate up just a little bit of it and we'll have a taste. Okay. Looks so good, y'all. Okay. All right, y'all, I'm about to taste this. It smells good, it looks good. I am gonna add just a little bit of cheddar cheese. Not a lot. I like to do that around here. And I didn't make biscuits today. I just made some little bit of toast. My keto bread toast that I like to eat. Now, anyway, I hope y'all like this video. I hope you try something like this. Just go to your fridge, see what you got, and start putting some stuff together. Anyway, let's give it a taste. Y'all, this is really, really good. And I think I didn't overdo it with the cayenne pepper. I put, I think, like 1/4 of a teaspoon to the whole pot. So I didn't put a lot. I did add a little bit more pepper to it and salt. Or I added the rest of the salt that I had measured out for it. So, really, really good. Perfect on these icy winter days like this. So, anyway, try this. I hope you enjoy it. If you like this video, give us a like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And all of that really helps. So, anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks. This recipe has 26 net carbs and it serves 8. So that comes to 3.25 carbs per serving. The recipe will be in the description.